process on Mincha on Shabbat. It was the beginning of Vayikra, and a couple of days ago, I think Mendel spoke about Vayikra, the small Aleph, and talked about Moshe's modesty. And I want, wasn't it Mendel from Chai Center? Who spoke about the Aleph?
Yeah, me.
No.
I was with that too. I was
By the way,
Mendel made a speech I didn't know about.
Okay, he's in the population.
Right. So,
You know, tell Rebbe Tal to come in. This is a B'nai David test. Yeah.
So, one thing that the brothers have all learned over the years from their father is that a businessman who's successful usually can look at things and find a different way of approaching it, and that's what makes him better than other businessmen in the same field. And I want to look at the word Vayikra, and I have a different take on it, which not necessarily that I'm the big businessman. This is a reflection on Marty. And that the small Aleph, actually, we have learned many times that Moshe was modest. He didn't want to have the big Vayikra that God intentionally called him, so he reduced the size of the Aleph. And the take that I have is the other time that we hear Vayikar is where it happened, was in the occasion of Bilam. So now you have Moshe, who is the Vayikra is the beginning of the Sefer that's really about intention. We just finished the book of Shemot, where we learned all the laws, if you will. Now it's internalizing the laws through Vayikra. So what's the small Aleph? It's really, Vayikra means that God called on you. It's very specific, and he's telling you, I want something from you, as opposed to Vayikar, where he just happened upon you, or you happened upon God. And that's really the flip. It's turning around. You didn't happen upon God. When it's Vayikra, you're calling out to God in the same way. So what's the small Aleph?
You're initiating it.
You're initiating. But here's what the small Aleph is. It's the tension that we have in our lives between those two poles of chance and intention. And so if you look at Vayikra and you go through the book, through the Parshiot, really the goal of Vayikra is the Parsha of Kedoshim Tihiyu. And that's the whole purpose, is that you bring intention and holiness to the things that you do in daily life and in your religious life. And the thing that I learned from David Sachs on Wednesday, he talked about one of his heroes is the Meir V'Shemesh. So Meir V'Shemesh was a Hasidic master, I think in the 1700s, and his Rebbe was Elimelech of Lezhensk, and Elimelech wanted him to be his inheritor, to take over the crown of that Hasidus. The Irish, right? But he wouldn't do it. This is what's interesting. And instead, the Chozeh Milavlin became kind of the inheritor of that tradition. But Elimelech, who was a great man, he said, I don't want to do that because I still want to be a Talmid of you, Elimelech, and I don't really want to be the guy who is the leader. And so this Rav Elimelech, Meir V'Shemesh, he wrote a lot of stuff, but one of the things he wrote about was, the thing I want to talk about now is the kavod. We've learned that you should not chase after kavod because it's going to chase after you. It's going to run away from it. Right? So the funny thing is there's another type of person, which is someone who's not even aware that the chase is going on. And I think that's what your father was like. He was a man very intentioned, but he also lived in that small Aleph world in the sense that he was aware of all the pulls that the world having. He was a great sports fan, loved to drink, loved to have a good time with his kids, all the things that we've heard the stories during the week. But at the same point, his focus was always on the big Aleph. And that's what he taught you children, and what he taught the world around us, which is why Jeffrey said numerous times that he had so many connections to multiple communities, Jewish, non-Jewish, and the idea of Jackie crying at the grave. He had an aura of intention around him, always with his eye on the goal. And so that's what we should take out of the beginning of the week. And one other part of it is that your mom also is right there alongside him, which is why I think it was not a coincidence that during the week we celebrated Rosh Chodesh and learned about the idea that Rosh Chodesh was the holiday for the women, because they had that same intention from the very beginning that they have until the end. And so as a team, they created this environment that hopefully will continue through Yerusha, and whose neshama should have an aliyah.
Rabbi, the science.